Hey everyone, welcome back to Switch Top. Today, we're diving into the top 30 most addictive games on Nintendo Switch. The kind of games where you tell yourself, just one more run, or just 5 more minutes, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. These are the titles that have kept me glued to my Switch way longer than I'd like to admit. Let's jump in. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection bundles 12 classic fighting games, spanning 3 decades of one of gaming's most iconic franchises. You get everything from the original Street Fighter all the way to Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which is still considered one of the best fighting games ever made. The core gameplay revolves around mastering special move inputs, learning frame data, and understanding matchups against the diverse roster of world warriors. Each character has unique normal attacks, special moves executed with specific joystick motions and button combinations, and devastating super arts that can turn a match around. The training mode lets you practice combos and setups, while online play keeps the competition fresh. The collection includes both arcade-perfect versions and enhanced modes with rewind features. Once you start learning combos and improving your execution, the just one more match mentality kicks in hard, because fighting games are all about that incremental improvement and the rush of outplaying your opponent with a perfectly timed counter or a clutch comeback. Pikmin 4 puts you in control of a customizable space explorer, searching for castaways on a mysterious planet, commanding armies of plant-like creatures called Pikmin to solve puzzles and fight hostile wildlife. The gameplay loop is incredibly satisfying. You throw different colored Pikmin at obstacles based on their abilities, like red Pikmin for fire resistance or blue Pikmin for underwater tasks. Your dog companion Ochi changes everything by letting you ride around faster, break through walls, and carry way more Pikmin than before. Each in-game day lasts about 15 real minutes, and you're constantly planning your routes to maximize efficiency before sunset when you have to retreat. The game introduces night expeditions, where you defend a base against waves of creatures in tower defense-style gameplay. Caves offer longer dungeon crawling sessions without time limits, filled with treasures and tougher enemies. The addictive part comes from that constant optimization. You always think you can complete an area faster or save more Pikmin, so you keep replaying sections to perfect your strategy and discover all the hidden collectibles scattered throughout the beautifully designed environments. Fire Emblem Three Houses drops you into the role of a professor at a military academy, where you choose to lead one of 3 student houses, each with their own unique characters and storyline perspective. The monastery serves as your hub, where you build relationships with students, faculty, and fellow professors through conversations and shared activities. Combat plays out on grid-based tactical maps, where positioning, weapon advantages, and character abilities determine victory or defeat. You'll deploy your students in turn-based battles, where permadeath is optional, making every decision feel weighty. Between battles, you spend weeks teaching your class, customizing their weapon proficiencies and abilities through instruction and tutoring sessions. The calendar system pushes you forward through the school year toward major story events. The support system lets characters build relationships that unlock conversation scenes and combat bonuses when they fight near each other. The addictive hook is the just one more month feeling as you balance teaching, exploring the monastery, and building your ultimate army, combined with a desire to see every support conversation and recruitment option available across multiple playthroughs of the branching narrative. Hollow Knight Silksong follows Hornet, the agile princess protector from the first game, as she wakes up in a new kingdom called Farloom and must ascend from the depths to reach its peak. The combat feels faster and more aggressive than the original, with Hornet wielding her needle and thread to strike enemies with quick attacks and special silk-based abilities. The movement system includes multiple aerial maneuvers and a unique tether mechanic that lets you latch onto specific points for mobility and combat opportunities. You'll explore interconnected areas filled with hidden passages, upgrade your abilities to access new zones, and face challenging boss battles that test your mastery of the mechanics. The world is packed with NPCs who have their own quest lines and stories that unfold as you progress. The The upgrade system lets you equip different tools and trinkets that modify Hornet's abilities in significant ways. The addictive nature comes from the pure exploration and mastery. Every death teaches you enemy patterns, every new ability opens previously blocked paths, and the map constantly teases areas you can't quite reach yet, pulling you deeper into the mystery of Farloom's haunting, beautiful world. Mario Kart World expands the classic kart racing formula by turning races into a connected experience that feels closer to a journey across a living mushroom kingdom than a simple list of tracks. Core mechanics still revolve around tight driving, precise drifting, boost management, and smart item use, but they're enhanced with new movement options like rail grinding, wall riding, and charged jumps that add verticality and flow to every race. Instead of isolated circuits, tracks link together seamlessly, making Grand Prix runs feel continuous and dynamic. Beyond traditional races, modes like Knockout Tour introduce elimination-based tension, where staying consistent matters as much as raw speed. The world itself plays a bigger role, with varied environments, changing weather, and shifting lighting that keep races visually fresh and mechanically engaging. Free roam lets players explore these regions at their own pace, uncovering optional challenges, collectibles, and cosmetic rewards that encourage curiosity rather than pure competition. Story-wise, Mario Kart World doesn't rely on cutscenes or heavy narrative, but tells its story through atmosphere and progression, letting players feel part of an evolving world built around speed, rivalry, and playful chaos. Dead Cells is a roguelike action platformer where you control a sentient blob of cells inhabiting corpses, fighting through a plague-infested island that changes layout with each death. Combat is fast and brutal, emphasizing dodging, parrying, and quick weapon switching between two main weapons and two skill slots. You'll find dozens of weapons and abilities with different playstyles: slow heavy hammers, rapid-fire bows, defensive shields, or powerful magic spells. As you explore procedurally generated levels, you collect cells from enemies that can be spent between runs to unlock permanent weapon blueprints and upgrades. The game uses a risk-reward system, where holding more cells makes you stronger temporarily, but you lose them all if you die before reaching a checkpoint. Mutations let you customize your build each run, with passive abilities that synergize with your weapons. The difficulty scales through boss cells that unlock after beating the final boss, adding new enemies and mechanics while increasing the challenge. The addictive loop is absolutely brutal. Every death feels like a learning experience. Every run, you find a new weapon combination that might be your winning build, and the tight combat keeps you saying, "One more run," deep into the night. Dave the Diver puts you in the wetsuit of Dave, a diver who helps run a sushi restaurant by catching fish during the day and serving customers at night. The underwater sections play like an adventure game, where you dive into the Blue Hole, a mysterious ocean trench that changes layout each day. You hunt fish with a harpoon gun and various weapons, avoiding or fighting aggressive sea creatures while managing your oxygen supply. The restaurant management happens each evening, where you hire staff, upgrade equipment, and serve customers in a fast-paced cooking minigame. Money earned lets you upgrade your diving gear for deeper dives and better weapons. The game constantly introduces new mechanics like farming, fish breeding, photography missions, and a card game played with sea creatures. An ongoing story about the Blue Hole's mysteries unfolds through encounters with researchers and strange underwater civilizations. Side missions range from collecting specific rare fish to solving environmental puzzles. Hades 2 follows Malinois, the immortal princess of the underworld, training under Hecate to defeat the Titan Kronos, who has imprisoned Hades and conquered the realm. The real-time combat builds on the original's foundation, but feels distinct with Milanoe's magic-focused moveset, including her ritual daggers, moonlight staff, and various witchcraft abilities. Each escape attempt from the crossroads takes you through procedurally arranged encounters where you collect boons from Olympic gods that modify your abilities in powerful ways. The new resource gathering system lets you collect materials during runs to craft permanent upgrades and unlock new areas in your home base. Arcana cards replace the Mirror of Night, providing meta progression that affects all future runs. Combat introduces new enemy types and environmental hazards, while maintaining the series' emphasis on learning attack patterns and creating synergistic builds. The social aspect returns with even more characters to befriend through gift-giving and conversations that evolve with each death.
For what you did to me.
Vampire Survivors is a minimalist roguelike where you auto-attack enemies while manually dodging through increasingly dense waves of monsters for 30-minute survival sessions. Your character automatically shoots weapons in various patterns, and you level up every few seconds to choose upgrades or new weapons from random selections. The genius is in the weapon evolution system. Combining specific weapons with certain items transforms them into devastating evolved forms that can clear entire screens. You start each run weak, but within minutes, you become an unstoppable force, mowing down thousands of enemies while dodging through bullet hell patterns. Dozens of characters each start with different weapons and stats, encouraging experimentation. The meta progression includes permanent power-ups purchased with gold earned from runs, and unlocking new characters and stages by completing specific challenges. Each stage has its own enemy types, environmental hazards, and hidden secrets. Runs are perfectly timed at 30 minutes, making it easy to justify just one more attempt. Animal Crossing: New Horizons starts with you accepting Tom Nook's deserted island getaway package, arriving at an empty island with just a tent and basic tools. The game runs in real time, matching your system clock, with shops opening and closing at specific hours, different bugs and fish appearing seasonally, and special events tied to real-world holidays. Your daily routine involves gathering resources like wood, stone, and iron by hitting trees and rocks, catching bugs and fish to donate to the museum or sell for bells, and talking to your animal neighbors who move in as your island develops. The crafting system lets you create furniture, tools, and decorations using collected materials. Terraforming unlocks later, letting you completely reshape your island by creating cliffs, rivers, and paths wherever you want. Customization is nearly endless. Design custom clothing patterns, place thousands of furniture pieces outdoors and in your home, and create themed areas like cafes or parks. The real-time aspect creates the addictive daily ritual. You check for new fossils, see what's in the shops, complete villager requests, and work toward your next big project, making it impossible not to check in every single day to see what's new. Celeste follows Madeline, a young woman determined to climb the mysterious Celeste Mountain despite her inner struggles with anxiety and self-doubt. The platforming mechanics are incredibly tight and simple. You can run, jump, climb walls briefly, and perform a directional dash that recharges only when you touch the ground or hit special crystals. Each chapter introduces new mechanics like moving blocks, bouncing bubbles, or wind currents that completely change how you approach challenges. The game is brutally difficult, with pixel-perfect jumps required, but death is instant, and respawning happens immediately with no penalty beyond adding to your death counter. The level design is genius, teaching you mechanics naturally before ramping up complexity, and each screen feels like a puzzle where you figure out the exact sequence of moves needed. Assist mode lets you adjust game speed or give yourself extra dashes if the difficulty becomes too frustrating. Strawberries scattered throughout each level act as optional collectibles for players wanting extra challenge, while B-side and C-side remixes offer even harder versions of stages. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate brings together over 80 characters from gaming history to battle on destructible stages where the goal is knocking opponents off the screen rather than depleting health bars. Each fighter has completely unique movesets drawn from their original games. Mario shoots fireballs and uses his cape. Link has bombs and arrows, while characters like Terry Bogard have traditional fighting game inputs for special moves. The percentage system means as you take damage, you fly further from attacks, creating dramatic comeback potential when you're at high percent, but your opponent isn't. Items spawn randomly during matches, adding chaos. Pokeballs summon Pokemon. Assist trophies bring guest characters, and hammers turn you into an unstoppable force temporarily. World of Light offers a massive single-player campaign where you fight spirit battles with unique conditions and build a collection of hundreds of spirits that modify your stats. Classic mode gives each character their own themed arcade run with custom opponents and challenges. Online play includes ranked modes, casual arenas, and tournament brackets. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles bundles two tactical RPG masterpieces set in the medieval world of Ivalice, where political intrigue and warfare define the narrative. The original Final Fantasy Tactics follows Ramza Beulve, a noble caught in a conspiracy that threatens the kingdom during a succession war. Combat takes place on grid-based 3D maps, where height differences, facing direction, and terrain types all affect your strategy. The job system lets you master different classes by gaining JP in battles, unlocking new abilities that can be mixed and matched between jobs. You'll need to consider turn order, elemental weaknesses, and positioning, because friendly fire is absolutely a concern. Dropping a meteor spell can easily kill your own units. Character permadeath exists if you don't revive fallen units within a few turns, making every battle tense. The charging system for spells means you need to predict enemy movement and aim where they'll be when the spell triggers. Equipment and abilities interact in complex ways, creating theory-crafting opportunities for building the perfect team. The story is incredibly mature, dealing with themes of corruption, betrayal, and war without simple good versus evil dynamics.
You can count on me.
Careful, Ramza. Remember, the well-aimed thrust pierces the mail.
Don't patronize me, Delita. We Beowulfs know our way around the battlefield.
Absolum blends classic side-scrolling beat-em-up action with modern roguelite structure, creating a fast, addictive loop that rewards both skill and experimentation. Combat is the heart of the experience, built around tight movement, responsive attacks, dodges, counters, and layered combos that feel weighty and precise. Each playable character brings a distinct playstyle, from close-range brawlers to agile fighters and magic-focused builds, encouraging players to adapt their approach rather than rely on a single strategy. As you fight through enemies, you build resources to unleash powerful abilities that can quickly turn the tide of battle, especially when managing crowds or elite foes. The roguelite design adds constant variety through branching paths, randomized encounters, and upgrade choices that shape each run differently, while permanent unlocks ensure steady progression and long-term motivation. Story is woven naturally into the gameplay, rather than delivered through heavy exposition, set in a fantasy world scarred by a magical catastrophe and ruled by a tyrant who controls the flow of magic.
Draconic Ascent!
Super Mario Wonder takes the 2D Mario formula and injects it with creativity and surprise, setting the adventure in the Flower Kingdom, where you must stop Bowser from corrupting the land. The standout feature is Wonder Flowers that trigger completely unpredictable transformations. Pipes might sprout legs and walk around. The level could shift to a musical rhythm game. Enemies might suddenly become allies. Or Mario himself could turn into different forms, like a spike ball or liquid. The elephant power-up lets you smash blocks with your trunk, spray water to reveal secrets, and swing across gaps using your trunk like a grappling hook. Badge system adds another layer where you equip abilities before starting a level, like wall jumping, getting an automatic mushroom at the start, or performing a dolphin kick in water sections. Each of the 6 worlds features distinct themes with creative level gimmicks that constantly introduce new ideas rather than overusing mechanics. Online multiplayer lets up to 4 players tackle levels together, with standees letting you leave hints or revival opportunities for other players even when playing solo.
Dá uma delícia.
Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 remain some of the most addictive platforming experiences thanks to how boldly they reshape Mario's core mechanics around gravity and movement. Instead of flat worlds, levels are built on small planets and curved surfaces, forcing players to constantly read gravity shifts, adjust jumps, and rethink spatial awareness in a way that feels fresh but instantly intuitive. Gameplay revolves around exploring wildly creative galaxies, each built around a clear idea or gimmick, and completing focused objectives to collect power stars that unlock new areas. Mario's controls are extremely responsive, blending classic moves with the spin attack, while power-ups add variety without overcomplicating the flow. Galaxy 2 pushes things further with tighter challenge design, more experimental level concepts, and the addition of Yoshi, whose abilities open new movement options and puzzle solutions. Progression is structured through charming hub areas that give a sense of adventure rather than pure level selection. Story stays light and unobtrusive, centered on Bowser's cosmic threat and Mario's journey to save Peach, with emotional flavor added through subtle storytelling and atmosphere rather than long cutscenes. The Binding of Isaac follows Isaac escaping into his basement after his mother receives a message from God commanding her to sacrifice him, descending through randomly generated floors filled with nightmarish creatures. The twin-stick shooter gameplay has you firing tears as projectiles while dodging enemy patterns in cramped rooms that lock until you clear all enemies. Items are the core of the experience. You'll find hundreds of passive and active items that stack in wild combinations, transforming simple tears into homing shots, explosive bombs, or laser beams. Some items change your appearance and stats dramatically, like becoming Guppy by collecting cat-themed items gives you flight and spawns attack flies. Each run is completely different based on which items you find and how they synergize together. The roguelike structure means permanent death sends you back to the start, but you gradually unlock new characters, items, and alternate paths by completing challenges. Devil deals let you trade health for powerful items, creating risk-reward decisions. Secret rooms hide behind breakable walls, requiring bombs or specific items to access. Hollow Knight places you in the role of a small knight exploring Hollow Nest, a vast underground kingdom of insects that has fallen into ruin after being consumed by an infection spreading madness and aggression. The combat revolves around your nail, a small sword with limited range that demands precision timing and learning enemy patterns. You generate soul by hitting enemies, which can be spent either to heal yourself or cast powerful spell attacks like focus blasts or diving strikes. The interconnected world is massive, with distinct biomes, from the fungal wastes to the crystallized Crystal Peak, each featuring unique enemies and environmental hazards. Movement abilities unlock gradually: wall jump, dash, and double jump, opening previously inaccessible areas in true Metroidvania fashion. The charm system lets you equip passive abilities that dramatically alter your playstyle, like dealing extra damage at full health, spawning defensive minions, or gaining additional soul from hits. Boss battles are challenging skill checks, requiring pattern memorization and precise execution. Death means you lose all your money and must retrieve your shade from where you died, but dying again permanently loses those resources. Donkey Kong Bananza delivers an addictive take on 3D platforming by leaning heavily into momentum, destruction, and free-form exploration. Gameplay revolves around Donkey Kong's powerful and versatile moveset, letting you punch, roll, climb, grab, and throw objects while tearing through highly interactive environments where terrain can be smashed apart to reveal secrets, shortcuts, and collectibles. Progression is driven by exploration across layered underground zones, each offering optional challenges, enemy encounters, and hidden rewards that encourage curiosity rather than strict linear paths. Traversal and combat are expanded through animal-inspired transformations that grant unique abilities, such as high-speed movement, aerial gliding, explosive attacks, or enhanced jumping, allowing players to adapt their approach to puzzles and combat on the fly. Classic side-scrolling sections occasionally appear, paying homage to Donkey Kong's roots while adding variety to the pacing. The story provides light but effective motivation, following Donkey Kong and Pauline as they journey through a vibrant underground world to recover stolen banana-themed gems and push toward its mysterious core. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 takes place in Ionios, a war-torn world where two nations are locked in endless conflict, and soldiers have 10-year lifespans before their terms end in death ceremonies. You control Noah and Mio, soldiers from opposing sides who discover they can fuse together with their companions through the Ouroboros transformation, uncovering dark truths about their world and the endless war. The real-time combat system has you controlling one character while AI handles others, executing Art's special abilities on cooldowns in combinations that create chain attacks for massive damage. Positioning matters, with attacks dealing extra damage from the side or rear, and you'll need to manage aggro to keep fragile attackers safe. The class system lets any character learn any class through extended use, inheriting skills and abilities to create custom builds. Fusion Gauge fills during combat, allowing pairs to transform into powerful Ouroboros forms with unique movesets and devastating attacks. The massive open zones are packed with side quests, rare monsters, and hidden locations that reward exploration. Hero characters join temporarily, bringing new classes to learn and personal storylines to complete. Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, takes the series to a Japanese-inspired setting where you play as an earth dancer, protecting the land from natural disasters caused by corrupted spirits. The game blends farming simulation with dungeon-crawling action RPG mechanics, letting you grow crops during the day and explore dangerous areas filled with monsters at night. Combat is real-time hack and slash, where you can use swords, spears, or magic spells, and you can even tame monsters to fight alongside you or help on your farm. The farming system includes seasonal crops, crafting recipes for cooking and gear upgrades, and relationship building with townspeople through gifts and conversations. You can romance several characters regardless of gender, building relationships that unlock new story events and eventually lead to marriage. Each season brings different festivals and events that rotate through the calendar year. The dungeon designs incorporate environmental puzzles and platforming elements alongside combat encounters. Your farm becomes a central hub where tamed monsters can water crops, harvest resources, or produce materials you need for crafting. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze starts with the Kong family's home being invaded by the Snowmads, Arctic invaders who freeze Donkey Kong Island and blast the Kongs away to distant islands. You'll platform through 6 worlds as DK and his partner Kongs, each offering unique abilities. Diddy provides a jetpack boost, Dixie can hover with her hair, Cranky bounces on his cane for extended jumps, and Funky Mode gives you extra hearts and easier controls. The level design is absolutely brutal in the best way, demanding precise timing and momentum control as you roll, jump, and pound through intricate obstacle courses. Each level hides puzzle pieces in secret areas that require exploration and experimentation to find, along with KONG letters that unlock bonus stages. Minecart levels and rocket barrel sections offer intense reflex challenges where you're constantly dodging obstacles at high speed. Boss battles require learning multi-phase attack patterns and finding the right moment to strike. The swimming controls are incredibly smooth, with DK able to pluck items from the background and corkscrew through barriers. Splatoon 3 takes the ink-based territorial shooter to the Splatlands, a sun-scorched region where you customize your Inkling or Octoling character and compete in multiplayer matches centered on covering turf with your team's colored ink. The core gameplay loop has you shooting ink to claim territory while swimming through your own color at high speed to refill ink, move quickly, or ambush opponents. Turf War mode is the signature experience where two teams compete to cover the most ground in 3 minutes, with the final results often coming down to last-second plays. Ranked modes include Splat Zones holding territory, Tower Control escorting a moving platform, Rainmaker capturing a weapon and pushing it to the goal, and Clam Blitz collecting shells to throw at the enemy basket. The weapon variety is huge, with shooters, chargers for sniping, rollers for close combat, and experimental options like the bow-like Tri-Stringer or sword-style Splatana. Each weapon has unique sub-weapons like bombs or sprinklers, and special abilities like screen-clearing ink strikes or protective shields. Salmon Run is the cooperative mode where 4 players work together against waves of aggressive salmonids, collecting golden eggs while surviving increasingly chaotic encounters. Super Mario Party Jamboree brings the party game series back, with 7 boards including massive new designs and returning classics from previous games. The core gameplay revolves around rolling dice to move around boards, collecting coins and stars, while using items to help yourself or sabotage opponents. Each character has unique dice blocks with different number distributions and effects, creating strategic choices about when to use special dice versus standard rolls. Minigames happen after every turn, with 110 total across skill-based challenges, rhythm games, and luck-based competitions that determine coin rewards. The new Jamboree Buddy system lets you team up temporarily with characters for special movement and abilities. Bowser spaces trigger catastrophic events that shake up the entire board state. Motion control minigames use the Joy-Con effectively without feeling gimmicky, while button-based games offer more traditional competitive challenges. Online play supports full board game sessions with friends or random players worldwide, though minigames can be played in quick succession for faster sessions. The rhythm mode provides music-based challenges separate from board games. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, follows your customizable character discovering they can manipulate time after meeting a mysterious girl, embarking on an adventure to prevent a catastrophe threatening the world. The job system lets you switch between 12 different life classes at any time, including combat roles like Paladin and Mercenary, crafting jobs like Blacksmith and Tailor, and gathering classes like Miner and Angler. Each life has its own progression system, with ranks to climb by completing specific challenges, unlocking new abilities and recipes as you advance. Combat is real-time action, where you dodge attacks and execute combos based on your equipped weapon type. The crafting system is deep, with quality levels determined by timing-based minigames, and higher quality items provide better stats and sell for more money. Gathering resources requires finding specific locations and using proper tools, with higher life ranks letting you access better materials. The world is packed with NPCs offering quests ranging from fetching items to defeating monsters or crafting specific equipment. Your house can be customized with furniture you craft or purchase, and pets can accompany you, providing minor benefits. Hades puts you in the role of Zagreus, immortal son of Hades, attempting to escape the underworld to reach the surface and find his missing mother. Each escape attempt sends you through procedurally arranged chambers filled with enemies from Greek mythology, and death returns you to the House of Hades, where you interact with a colorful cast of gods and characters. The combat is fast-paced isometric action, where you have a main attack, special move, cast ability that places traps or projectiles, and a dash for dodging. You choose one of 6 weapons before each run, including a sword, spear, bow, shield, fists, or gun, and each weapon has multiple hidden aspects that completely change their movesets. During runs, you receive boons from Olympian gods that modify your abilities. Zeus adds chain lightning, Ares provides damage over time effects, Aphrodite weakens enemies, and combinations create powerful duo boons. The Mirror of Night provides permanent upgrades purchased with darkness collected during runs, while contractor upgrades improve the house itself. Keepsakes earned by gifting nectar to characters provide starting bonuses, like beginning with specific god boons or extra health. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe includes the full base game, plus all DLC with 48 tracks across classic courses and new anti-gravity designs where you drive on walls and ceilings. The racing mechanics are incredibly tight, with drifting building up boost charges in 3 levels indicated by sparks, while tricks off jumps provide small speed boosts. Anti-gravity sections let you bump into opponents for mutual speed boosts rather than slowing down, completely changing the risk-reward of aggressive driving. The item system provides classic power-ups like shells, bananas, and the infamous blue shell, with dual item holding letting you maintain defensive options while still using offensive items. The roster includes 42 characters, with different weight classes affecting handling and top speed, though kart customization with wheels and gliders provides more meaningful stat differences. Battle mode features 5 game types across dedicated arenas, including Balloon Battle, where you pop opponent balloons, Bomb Blast with explosive chaos, and Renegade Roundup, where one team captures the other. Online play supports 12 racers with regional or worldwide matchmaking, and tournament codes let you create custom lobbies with friends. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom picks up after Breath of the Wild, with Link and Zelda investigating ruins beneath Hyrule Castle, accidentally awakening an ancient evil that causes catastrophic changes across the land. Link loses his arm in the encounter and gains new abilities through a mysterious arm that replaces it, including Ultra Hand for grabbing and fusing objects together, Fuse for combining weapons with materials, Ascend for phasing through ceilings, and Recall for reversing object movements through time. The world now includes sky islands floating above Hyrule and an entire underground depths region filled with darkness and powerful enemies, creating 3 full layers to explore. The building mechanics let you create vehicles, bridges, flying machines, and combat contraptions by attaching objects with Ultra Hand, leading to emergent solutions for puzzles and combat encounters. Fuse solves the weapon durability complaints from Breath of the Wild by letting you combine weapons with monster parts, rocks, or other items for dramatically increased damage and durability. Shrines return with physics-based puzzles that utilize your new abilities in creative ways. The main quest takes you across regions to investigate geoglyphs, revealing story memories, and recruiting sages who provide abilities and companionship. Balatro is a roguelike deck builder where you play poker hands to score points and beat increasingly difficult blind challenges across 8 antes. You start each run with a standard 52-card deck and must score target point values using traditional poker hands like pairs, flushes, and straights. After each blind, you visit a shop where you spend money earned from hands to buy tarot cards that modify your deck, planet cards that level up specific hand types for more points, or spectral cards that provide powerful one-time effects. Joker cards are the core of your strategy. You can hold up to 5 jokers that provide passive bonuses or trigger effects based on cards played, scored, or held. Some jokers multiply your score, others add chips or multipliers when conditions are met, and rare jokers can completely transform your strategy. The synergy potential is massive as you combine jokers that trigger off each other or build decks focused on specific suits or card ranks. You can destroy cards to thin your deck, copy cards to enable better hands, or modify cards to become different suits or ranks. Each ante gets progressively harder, with boss blinds introducing special rules like preventing you from playing specific hand types or debuffing certain cards. Stardew Valley begins with you inheriting your grandfather's old farm plot in Pelican Town, leaving behind corporate life to start fresh in a rural community. The gameplay revolves around clearing your overgrown land, planting seasonal crops, raising animals like chickens and cows, and gradually building a thriving farm operation. Each in-game day gives you limited energy to work with, forcing you to plan activities efficiently between watering crops, tending animals, foraging, mining, or fishing. The mining system sends you deep into caverns, fighting monsters and gathering ore to upgrade tools, with deeper floors providing better resources but tougher enemies. Fishing is a timing-based minigame, where you keep a fish within a moving bar, with different fish species appearing in specific locations and seasons. The town is filled with detailed NPCs who follow daily schedules, and building relationships through conversations and gifts unlocks hard events revealing their backstories and personal struggles. You can romance 12 different characters regardless of gender, eventually leading to marriage and children. And there you have it, the top 30 most addictive games on Nintendo Switch. These titles will absolutely dominate your gaming time, and honestly, they're worth every second. What's the most addictive game you've played on Switch? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to know what games have completely taken over your life. If you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button and subscribe to Switch Top for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.